Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking the Real Housewives of Potomac, season 6, episode 7. Before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So this episode starts out with the ladies headed over to the estate for breakfast. One thing that I did not like is it seems that Mia has sat down and had a conversation with Giselle and explained to Giselle that she spoke with Karen, and Karen was really hurt by Giselle calling her a troll and that Karen could hardly sleep because it was bothering her. And I thought, Mia, I am absolutely positive that Karen did not want you sharing that information. And I also felt that throughout this entire episode, Mia was very flip-floppy. She was on one side and then she'd bounce over to the other side. So remember last episode, Karen told Wendy not to cover up if she was doing that just for Giselle. Well, Wendy changed her mind and she showed up in this gorgeous one-piece swimming suit. She looked great and I was happy that she did. And nobody has the right to tell this woman how to dress or what to wear. Let her do what she wants to do. She is a grown-up. So, to continue with the tradition of being childish and immature, right in the middle of a little casual conversation at breakfast, Giselle pulls Robin to the side.
A secret meeting.
Maybe they're talking about how to run the aerobics.
Oh dear. So naive.
Listen, I have to agree with Candace. Escala, girl. Don't be naive with this crew. Welcome to the group. Shady, okay? So Karen brings up to Candace that she was very uncomfortable and she really didn't like the way Giselle came for Candace's marriage. And Candace was extremely relaxed and she says, well, she knows that Giselle is not capable of having couth 24 hours a day. And Mia chimes in and makes the comment that something has to be wrong with Giselle on the inside in order for her to attack people the way that she does. And we've been saying that forever. It's clear that somewhere inside of Giselle, she is not happy with who she is. It doesn't make sense. Giselle is a gorgeous woman with beautiful children. I don't understand why she is so jealous and bitter all the time. Go get yourself a life. Concentrate on your children and your own personal happiness and stay out of everybody else's business. I do realize she gets a check for being in people's business, but doesn't it ever get old? At some point, don't you want to move on to something else, to grow up a little bit and evolve? Don't you want to allow somebody else to be the bone collector of the season? It doesn't always have to be you. You are coming off as a bitter, green-eyed bandit. It's ridiculous. So Giselle calls herself giving Robin a little tough love, and she sits Robin down to pretty much reprimand her about her behavior and how Juan finds it unattractive. Well, first of all, the woman is depressed. She is going through something mentally and physically. This is depression. You can see it all over her and her actions, and you giving her, quote, tough love, unquote, is not helping at all. And let me tell you something. We as women, we do appreciate when the men that we love think that we're beautiful and are attracted to us. Okay, that's great. But I'm not valuing myself on this man's idea of me. Okay? Some days I'm going to be attracted to him and some days I am not. But I bet you what? I'm going to be attractive to myself. I am not going to sit around here and let a man validate me, whether he is my husband or not. I'm just saying. And he's not. Let's be clear. Can I also say that later on at the end of the episode, they showed the previews for next week, and Robin was saying that Wendy is not invited to her bridal shower or her wedding. And I would just like to know, are you invited? I mean, there is no wedding. You are not planning a wedding. Are you invited? Okay, before you start disinviting people, why don't you pick a date? Book a venue. I mean, seriously, I'm being rude. Okay, let me stop. Let me move on. In this conversation with Giselle, Robin tells her that she's had vendors reach out to her for her hats. Macy's, TJ Maxx, and QVC. Now listen, I don't buy it. No. I don't believe it. You know, my thing is, prove it. I'm just saying, you know, she could absolutely have companies reaching out to her and everything, but I just don't buy it. Robin needs to focus on her own mental health right now. She needs to see somebody. Stay out of everybody else's business. Personally, I think all the energy that Robin puts in backing Giselle up, she should keep and use some of that energy to help her son with his online school. The boys need to get up. They need to shower, put on fresh clothes or fresh pajamas, have something to eat, and be ready for online. Waking them up 2 minutes before it's time to sign into class, that's not cute and that's not the way it goes. This is your depression that's causing you not to be able to get them together. Also, the boys are at an age right now that they should be able to get themselves up and dressed and ready. I'm just saying, I'm not judging her as a parent, but I'm judging you with your energy. You are giving a lot of energy for Giselle's problems and all in Wendy's business. Focus on your own stuff. Okay, I am rude. So Ashley shows up while they're having the water aerobics, okay? And let me just say this. Giselle makes a point about her doing water aerobics 3 times a week and it helps keep her fit. I believe it because I have seen several celebrity women with really nice fit bodies who say that they, you know, do water aerobics. Water aerobics must work. Anyway, Ashley shows up and she is looking amazing. For a woman who just had a baby 2 or 3 weeks ago, her body is really snapping back really quick. It turns out that she did get her placenta capsulated and she says it's doing the trick. She's feeling all warm and glowy. And you know what? We'll just take her word for it. I don't want it. Karen sits down and has a little talk with Ashley and she says that Giselle was on some sort of trip and she says that Giselle owes her children some sort of apology. And I think she's referring to that comment that Giselle made to Ray. And, you know, I'm sorry, Karen, but I have to say, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. She does not owe you or your children an apology. And how can you even request it? Considering all the things that you have said about her and Jamal, you're not about to give her kids an apology, so why should she give Ray an apology for that comment? I know, you gotta let that go, Karen. So Karen also lets Ashley know how Giselle acted at dinner. She said she came for Candace and her marriage. Then she came for Robin and her situation with Juan. And then she came for Wendy. And so Ashley makes this comment that Karen tells the truth sometimes, but she doesn't always tell the truth. You know what, Ashley? And all of you have told lies, you know, or shaded the subject a little bit, you know, taking liberties with the story. I mean, sometimes storytellers do that, so I get it. But girl, cut the crap.
The girl that I met. Like last year you were the girl of like super substance. And now you're like sexy hot mama.
What's the cause? What's the underlying why?
100%. So she got defensive.
Karen says she cried in her arms this morning.
That's her own internal bullshit. That don't have nothing to do with Giselle.
Now, here's the thing. Last season when we met Wendy had a 3 or 4 month old baby. And at that point, I'm sure she didn't feel that she was back to her regular self. She wasn't back to her body that she had previously. Also, she was on a national television show where people are always commenting on the women's hair, their makeup, you know, their clothes, their behavior. And last year, people were all over her and her edges. They were over her boobs. They talked about her terribly online. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And so I don't blame her. She wanted to look on the outside the way she feels on the inside this season. This season, she wanted to come back and see people say nice things about her new hair, her new breast, her new butt, and her new outfits. If this makes her feel better, leave that woman alone. Her outfits have nothing to do with you. Giselle doesn't care that she hurt Wendy's feelings. She says that that's Wendy's issues, not hers, and that she didn't come at her maliciously, and that's all a lie. The way you approached her was very off-putting. And it is a conversation that could have been had one-on-one, not at lunch in front of everyone. So then Ashley says that maybe they'll bring up the whole Eddie story at lunch. And I said, no. When you were told about Michael, Candace pulled you to the side. She didn't tell it at the bonfire where everybody was supposed to be making s'mores and Monique was acting out. She didn't do it there. She told her privately. So doing that at lunch, that's not cute. Not a good idea.
When you made those comments, that hurt me. I felt as though you're body shaming me, like, okay, you need to cover up. Why have I seen so much of your boobies?
I really don't think it was that way.
That's how I felt. This is why I've always experienced people.
But that's your right?
Yeah, that's my
So why then you mad at Giselle for your
Because it was the comment of you saying, when I met you last year, you had substance. That was it.
That was the only thing I did have to co-sign.
Yes.
It felt like yesterday I was on like Interrogation Island.
If you felt like I offended you, my bad. That was not my purpose.
That apology was fake as hell. Excuse my French, peeps. But that was fake as hell, okay? She did not care about this woman's feelings at all. She had no remorse for the things that she was saying. She outright told this woman that she did not have substance. This is a woman who has informed us that she has 4 degrees. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. She also has a husband. She's also a commentator on CNN and MSNBC. And she is a professor at one of the top colleges in America. And you want to tell her that she doesn't have substance and you expected her not to feel some kind of way about that? Get the heck out of here. You know, Giselle tried to sit there and turn around and make it look as if she was the victim. Oh, you guys are reading me wrong. You're getting upset with me. Oh my gosh, I can't even say anything. I can't even do anything without you guys getting upset. You know what? You are not the victim here. You are the bully in the group. And you know what they say about bullies. You get a bully together one good time, they'll stop. Wendy brings up that Karen was very supportive. Giselle starts rolling her eyes and acting as if this can't be real. You're going to get your feelings hurt being friends with Karen. You seem bitter. You seem jealous. You seem to not be happy when anybody likes Karen. Anytime someone likes Karen, Giselle gets upset.
That's okay.
Ashley's breast pump in her forehead just got here. Why is she even inserting herself in a conversation that she knows nothing about? Why are these girls trying their damnedest to make something else of the situation?
You know what? I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's going on this season. I have not had anything to drink. But Candace, I'm agreeing with Candace a lot. Her comments to the production team have really been on spot and hilarious. I'm sorry. I really do need Ashley to just pipe down and be quiet. Why are you in this? You were not there. You did not see it. And you keep on coming back with, I don't think she meant it that way. And I don't think you were not there. Okay? Zip it.
Honey, you had a whole thong coming out of your sweatpants yesterday.
That was an outfit from Zara.
Victoria's Secret put outfits together too, but we're not wearing them on a bus.
You have this whole past, and I have never judged you for being a stripper.
I wasn't a stripper. I was an entertainer at a 5-star restaurant where we serve steak and lobster.
Where there were strippers, and you said that,
No,
hey,
they weren't strippers. They were entertainers.
Okay, and then
Yes.
you even said
They took their clothes off, their strippers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, where does she get off jumping into this? Why don't you be quiet? You know, Mia's jumping in. She's got comments. Robin's jumping in. She's got comments. Robin has been caping for Giselle all 6 seasons. Robin, again, where is your storyline? What is this? What is this? You are blindly following Giselle. For what? For what?
Girl, you were a lady of the night. Period. With your big old feet.
Here I go again agreeing with Candace. Candace. I don't know what's happening between us, but this season, Candace is really pulling me in. And you know how I felt about her last season. I've been trying to be open-minded with Candace, and it's these production comments that are cracking me up. So the ladies head back to the house. They're going to have this whiskey tasting. The whiskey company employees show up, and it is time. It is on. We are testing this whiskey, this brown liquor. Personally, I don't mess around. I don't mess around. I have a very low alcohol tolerance. You know, 3 sips, and I am toe up. Needing a nap. I'm just saying. Wendy is just sitting on the couch. She's being quiet. She's texting on her phone. And Giselle says, well, somebody looks upset or something like that. And Ashley says, Wendy? I don't know what she could be upset about. You don't? You don't. The ambush at lunch, the trying to overtalk her, the trying to tell her who she is, none of that should bother her, period, right? Okay, she doesn't have substance. She's dressing too sexy. None of that should bother her. So during this whiskey tasting, everyone is taking little tiny sips because, you know, it's whiskey. But not Robin. I told my trainer that I was getting up drinking wine at 8 o'clock in the morning, decides that she's going to throw back all 4 glasses of her whiskey at once. This is a problem. Okay, ma'am? I don't ever want to hear you talk about Karen and her Fireball ever again. Because even though Karen has shots of Fireball, that's what you do with the Fireball. And she didn't have them back to back to back to back to back in 5 seconds. Okay? Don't talk about that woman's drinking again. You guys are a mess. So in the middle of this whiskey tasting, Ashley asked Wendy if they could have a conversation. Wendy actually was not here for it. She says, oh my gosh, what do you want? And she says, if we could just have this conversation. And it's crazy because Giselle makes some kind of comment about Michael Darby blows up the internet with his affairs every season, so Ashley should be the one to talk to Wendy. And I said, well, Jamal blows up the internet quite often too, but I guess we forgot. The same way we forgot that you used to be a first lady of a church somewhere with that nasty attitude. No, ma'am, not my first.
Thank you so much for trying to find this opportunity to try to attack my marriage. So the fact that you're bringing this to me, I find that laughable. Like with Giselle, the same way she wanted to have the conversation with me at dinner, if you really were hearing these things, why didn't she do this?
I'm not really sure why Ashley felt that she needed to get involved. To me, it just seemed that Ashley said, well, I haven't been with the girls on this vacation. I'm coming out here. They're giving me a paycheck. I'm just going to walk in here, pour a little gasoline on the situation, strike a match, and then I'm going to go. Why did you feel that you needed to do that? When you seen how upset she was at lunch, why couldn't you have let it go? Why couldn't you say, you know what? If she's really my friend, I really care about her, I'm really worried about her, maybe we'll talk about this another time. Just our small conversation at lunch seemed to upset her quite a bit. And she was already upset from the dinner conversation the night before. But no, I'm just gonna bring this article up.
Was it you?
I don't know, show them.
Let's be very clear. Don't attack my husband.
Yeah.
Because that's something I do not play with.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm looking at you because it was your ass having a conversation with Ashley. Instead of you coming to me as a woman, you decide to talk to Ashley. And so I'm putting your ass on notice because what you're not going to do, let's be very clear, is you're not going to play with my husband's name. Don't with my family. Don't you get your ass whipped. Don't.
Okay, Wendy. I told this
Remember
one,
that.
and I'm telling you
and I'm saying it to you
that I
kindly.
didn't. The
Giselle,
blogs did.
These motherfucking cameras.
I don't care.
I'm telling
but
you
they're
very
here.
clearly.
They're here.
When you talk about my husband, you
Nobody-
talk about me.
No one believes it,
It's
Wendy.
not about it being true. It's about you not having any dignity
Not
to
true.
say, I'm going to come to you as a woman to have the conversation.
What was said about Eddie?
Don't-
An announcement to make.
I don't eat a cracker.
Say what was said.
You want a moment so bad. Girl, worry about
moment. Shut the up. Moment.
Come on, y'all. Yourself, okay?
Myself.
Yourself,
Okay?
just like that with ski breath. Even have a relationship to even care about. Talking crazy.
Oh, I don't? I don't? Okay.
Girl, go sleep.
When that really wasn't my intention.
I don't know, Ashley. I don't know.
But she doesn't understand the parameters regarding people's husbands because she doesn't have a relationship that holds water. The life you're living now is exactly God paying you back for all the bullshit you've done. So,
You know, I thought it was very interesting when Wendy approached the group and she asked each one of them who has been talking about this article. And I laughed and chuckled quite a bit because Robin said, well, not me. We saw you talking about it. And I can't remember for sure if we saw Candace talking about it or not, but maybe. I definitely know for sure that it was Giselle, Ashley, and Robin. They were all talking about it. And Giselle says, well, why are you looking at me? Because you are the problem. You are the culprit. You are the issue. That's why. You know, throughout this whole thing, Wendy was speaking facts. I am sorry. You know, Giselle, she pretty much sat back and shut all the way up because she wasn't ready for this. But I do need to make a statement. Last season, Wendy was extremely hard on Monique. She called Monique ghetto. She called Monique aggressive. She said that there is no need to have physical threats and all of those things. But Wendy, even though I agree with the things that you said, your behavior was aggressive and you threatened to beat Giselle's butt. You said that you would light her ass up. And you know what? I understand. However, you can't go out here shading Monique and putting her down for the same behavior that you're exhibiting. I personally think that you should give Monique a public apology. You publicly shamed her, and now you're in the same space. I did hear that allegedly Bravo reached out to Monique to ask her to join the All-Star Housewives, and she declined. She does not need it. And you know what I say? Hats off to Monique, really. I agree with the comment that Wendy made. Giselle lacks empathy. Giselle lacks a man. Giselle lacks Brian. That is her middle name, Wendy. That is a quote, okay? And that is true. And did anybody see Karen throw up the praying hands? And did you see Karen and Mia reacting at the same time? They were like synchronized swimmers. They were both just thrown back in shock. And Ascala, her mouth never closed. She was shocked. And you know something else that I didn't like? Robin tried to get mad and make stupid comments at Wendy about her being upset about somebody mentioning Eddie. Remember way back when Ashley brought up the rumors about Juan cheating? Didn't Robin almost go off on Ashley in the middle of the restaurant or something? Girl, cut the crap. You were ticked off at Ashley, ready to whoop off at her butt at that restaurant. You know what? The thing is by the end of this, I was expecting the coroner to pull up, just roll up with a few body bags to put Robin and Giselle in. I mean, Wendy handed them their butts. And you know what? I'm sorry to say it, but they deserved it. And I laughed. I mean, girl, you got what you give. If you give out negative energy 24/7, you deserve to get back negative energy. Ma'am, get yourself together. But it really put a little cherry on the top. After Wendy had cleared Giselle and Robin, Ashley getting ready to leave. And Candace goes in there and just boop, put the cherry on top. She said, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to come in here. She said, get your breast milk and get out. Or something like that. I said, oh my God. This is so crazy. You know, hey, I think Giselle learned a lesson. She can talk all kinds of crap. She could talk about everybody's situation, and then she wants to say that Wendy is combative. No, Wendy is defending herself. So yeah, that was a good episode. I really do want to know what your take is. Get down in the comments and let me know, what did I get wrong? What did I miss? What did you think, period? These ladies are doing the most. And as of right now, I think the Real Housewives of Potomac and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, they're holding up this franchise, because the rest of them, they're horrible. But these two, they are giving us something interesting every single week, even if it is a mess. Anyway, we like messy TV, right? We wouldn't watch it if they were all lovey and happy and hugging each other every episode, would we? There's nothing wrong with us. I'm just saying. And until next time, bye.